Welcome back to Iron Curtain Grades Our Shit. Today we've got another POI rehab, the Freefall Hotel. What I've done here is gone through this classic hotel archetype and made some revisions to its basic structure. Now, down here in the basement is all sort of as is. I added in a bunch of concrete support pillars, which you'll see why later. And then there's one huge, solid, thick pillar right in the middle. The idea being that anybody that spawns out and back or the sides can trundle their happy asses through up here, hit the front door, and they encounter this. Now, this is not the traffic point. This comes into play later. The sides, however, up both directions, are lightly rehabbed up, cobblestone, grade 1 concrete. They track, come over here, they go all the way up to the roof of the hotel. Now, when they get up to us up here, they hit this ramp. Now, to give you the bird's eye view here, what happens is vaguely Killing Corridor-esque. They hit that ramp, they come up to here, and they drop. When they drop straight down into that spike pit. And a fun revision on spikes, when Zeds go into something like that now, multi-layered, they don't land on it. They land in it. And that really fucks them up. It's, in testing, that was basically a death sentence. Now, I'm sure that's going to get beat to shit over the course of a horde night, but who was that doing some damage? Both sides of the hotel are triggered up like this. So whatever direction they come from, they will track straight into that. And our happy asses are just going to be standing here right on this platform, just taking some free shots as they come up these ramps. In testing, not only did this work, but it was actually kind of a pain in the ass because things kept coming up the stairs to attack me while I was up here building all of this. I fought off several little mini hordes that snuck up behind me while I was just, watching Hulu as I built this. And at one point, I actually got a pack of wolves. I turned around and growling, and there were like 5 of them staring at me coming up the ramp. So that was a ton of fun. In terms of supplies needed, I'm going to say it's kind of average. It's not immensely expensive, and you can see I went cheap wherever possible. Anything that I'm not predicting to be any kind of fight zone or any high traffic is going to be pretty quick and dirty as far as the rehab, and I wanted to do at least a little bit because the vast majority of the interior of this was just grade 1 wood. There really was no concrete to speak of in the floors, with the exception of these stairs. For some reason, all of the stairs started off as concrete. So, okay. But I selectively upgraded as we track up further. Things get a little weaker because it's going to be a little lighter traffic until you get up to the base itself, which is obviously going to be fairly durable just because this is where the magic is going to happen. This is where the shooting and the death zone is. So overall, pretty average. That's definitely C territory. There's not a huge investment in here, and doing it as upgrades, it really cuts back on the sort of total time you're sinking into in terms of making blocks and that kind of thing. You're just scrounging up some mats and going to town. Build difficulty, if anybody doesn't disagree here, I'm thinking kind of a B. This really isn't that tricky. The nice thing about this hotel, and why I chose to use this one, is this whole structure here is built on a natural skylight. When this thing starts off at its baseline, you're standing down here in the lobby on the bottom floor, and you can look straight up to see sky. All of these little floors and this carve out here, I didn't have to do any of that. This is all basically as-is construction. I just made it a little tougher. So there's no trick here. And then once I had it tougher and I got to the roof, all I had to do was create a really basic fall mechanic that would loop them. And you can see it kind of goes down both sides of the ramps on either side. So if they come up, no matter where they slide, they're going to land back down on the bottom floor and have to loop their happy asses all the way up. Bonus to that, that actually takes them a while. If they are on the bottom tracking upwards, it takes them a hot minute to circle all the way up to the roof. So it buys you some time, and I think that's going to do a fairly good job of sort of controlling the horde in terms of pacing. We shouldn't have a whole lot of time or a whole lot of moments up here where we've got, 30, 40 Zeds staring at us. I think that run and their general pathing while they're tracking up multiple flights of steps like that is going to make it so we're getting them in little clusters of 2, 3, 4, 5 at a time. So the whole night should progress at a fairly even pace without any serious threat or problems.
Yeah, this building is also nice and big enough, so even if they do start taking out a couple of random walls, it's not really in any danger of coming down.
Oh, no, not at all. And what I did do, and I should note on the inside, is normally when you would track up these stairs, you would get all of the side, hallways that loop off, but I have sealed everything off. This is a hallway leading to more rooms. This is a hallway leading to more rooms, but I've completely closed this off. So there's a lot of just dead space here. And those walls are only, a block or two thick, but there's not going to be anything pulling them into that traffic area, so I don't think we're going to see a lot of urge on their part to start running off willy-nilly doing crazy shit. But if anybody who's ever worked on a POI can tell you, is some of these things are held together purely by magic. The devs make these POIs and they don't actually follow the physics rules of the game sometime, and you'll take out a block and watch an entire ceiling collapse that shouldn't have an effect. There's some weird shit sometimes, which is why I went a little overboard with some of the upgrades, just to make sure that I wasn't getting into any POI shenanigans where it turns out there's some magical keystone that is holding up this whole building that I wasn't aware of. Alright, we got everybody piled up. Horde Night's coming up. Let's see how she does.
No, going with the pump instead of the
yeah, even in the testing, randomly, I feel like this thing has tighter grouping than the auto one.
It's not terribly surprising. You got about double the barrel length.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes it's not about the length, it's about just how girthy it is.
Says the man holding the big pink blondie.
Yeah, it's nice and girthy.
It's also about whether it's a gun or just a pipe you put an explosive in.
Whatever floats your boat.
See, but at some point, though, you're going to adjust to the girthiness of Blondie, and then it's just going to be this insatiable loop where eventually, you're shoving a telephone pole up your ass, and it's just not a good scene.
Why?
I mean, because then you got to find a telephone pole and figure out how to carry it around. They're probably heavy.
What is this?
Dual shoving phone poles up his ass.
I thought it was that was Saturday night.
Well, it's 2020. Days don't matter anymore.
That's true. They're beating on something.
Not surprised. It's one of the reasons I upgraded the whole pathway up here is that random monkey swing bullshit. Watch what happens. Dun, 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 boop! He's gonna spit. Fuck you. Now she landed in that pit and is slowly dying. I'm gonna demonstrate that for everybody. They don't. She landed on top, sank. These ones land in. Yeah, it's just bad scene down here. It basically is killing them on contact these days, which is pretty fucking gross. The spike pit is no goddamn joke. So this is what I was talking about, it kind of creating that trickle. You can hear them tracking up, but they are taking their sweet fucking time. Bing. Oh, we got a big old parade coming up. And down he goes, down he goes, down he goes.
Killing the boomers, though.
Down he goes, sure. Fun thing is if and when we get demos coming up this one, then we can literally just let them drop. We don't have to shoot the demos at all. The drop cycle will kill them eventually. Well, that's fun. You can just sit here and watch this all night, and this is really fucking them up too. They land in there and they're basically dead. I mean, I'm assuming at some point some of these are going to start to come out and break, and they're going to hack a path out, but that's going to do a lot of damage in the interim. And they are, I've got to look at the cycle here. They are cycling pretty fucking reliably.
Yeah, I'm not particularly fond of this camera angle when it comes to Granny. just putting that out there, just like she is.
Duel's got Blondie, and I've got Blondie as thinner, sexier European cousin. Jealous? She's Canadian and a model. You wouldn't know her. She doesn't go to this school.
Doesn't even wear any makeup.
What are you talking about? She's all black. She's goth as fuck.
Oh.
Like Wednesday Addams up in this shit.
The early 2000s called. They want their style back.
I don't know what kind of Japanese arcade your shit's running in. That's... You talk about fucking early 2000s, 1984 is over here.
Yes.
Blundy's got a big "Where's the beef" sticker on him.
Down there, underneath one of their skirts.
Uh-huh.
Damn it.
Again!
Wow,
Every video!
Nolan Ryan over here, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought I got past hitboxes. I
Alright.
was wrong.
I don't know why I'm the joke for bad Molotov throwing. I know where I throw my Molotovs when I hit you
No,
guys.
you're not the joke for bad Molotov throwing. You're just the joke for setting us all on fire.
Wait, did you just jump down there to throw it at yourself, Davian? Or is that what happened?
No.
Because it looked like you jumped down there and threw it at your own feet. Because the only thing he knows how to hit is his own feet, so he just has to put his feet where he wants the fire to be.
Hey, he's learning.
Shit.
Oh, no.
That was me.
And that's the bad part of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Thank you for coming around that block and lining up all your heads in the same place. That's really helpful.
She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes.
Coming up next, it's Neverwind with this year's hottest public domain jams.
Oh my darling, oh my darling,
Who
oh
said
my
hottest?
darling Clementine.
This 8 CD set can be yours for only $29.95.
Can I pay you to keep it?
Also that.
Campdown races 5 miles long, doo-dah, doo-dah.
That's it. That's it.
I swear to God, if I get lit on fire.
No, he's just getting fisted.
Although I don't like him behind me after that. Move along, sir.
He's behind you and starts singing the sweet by and by.
Nice. Take it
In the sweet.
Blundy is basically just a delete button. Unless you're more than 2 feet away, then it doesn't do shit.
Duel.
And it's just a
Right
alert
there.
siren.
Aim it right there.
Right there? Right there.
Right there.
Okay.
Didn't work.
Trying to delete me?
He must have had file protect on.
Thanks, Norton.
God.
You're only $140 a year.
That's a bargain. For safety.
We're never getting any Norton sponsorships, that's for sure.
Okay.
Doesn't have any money to sponsor us with.
Because no one's paying $130 a year.
I mean, someone sold Granny her antiviral.
Granny has McAfee. Who are you talking about?
Yeah, fair. It's a steal at 125.
Thanks,
Fucker.
Dave.
That was not me. You son of a
Oh,
bitch.
the
Sure
keeper then.
was.
I don't carry Molotovs.
You do sometimes.
Not in a very long time. Grenades are way more effective.
Yeah, but Molotovs are more fun.
That's true.
Isn't that what this is all about?
Somebody needs to get actual kills. Okay, bye.
Depth charge.
Don't care.
Not do anything down there?
It fucked up the stairs here.
Oh no.
It kind of fucked up their pathing on this whole level. I think they're gonna have to run around. Let's repair that, shall we?
Yeah, because those stairs are actually just still painted wood, aren't they?
No, they're all stone. That's what I was saying in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
That's why I
Okay.
didn't really touch them.
But stone still doesn't like being blown up.
True story. Alright, let's do some cleanup.
Sweep and clear, people. Sweep and clear.
Oh no, I have suffered from an abrasion.
Get some lotion. Take
Because
care
you
of that.
suck.
Oh, I too.
And I am infected.
As am I.
I got infected by a dog. Is that rabies?
That's basically what zombies is.
Super rabies.
Okay, we all have zombie infections, but somehow X has feline AIDS. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Okay,
AIDS?
so yeah, the demo fucked up this floor here. Kind of to be.
Is this
expected.
where he dropped?
Yeah, this is where we depth charged that one. So that's a good time. Let's see. The other side they didn't really use at all, so this is largely untouched up and down. But the main traffic path, let's take a full look here. Bottom floor isn't bad. Dun, dun, dun. So they did carve out into here, but they weren't really doing a whole lot over here. They did break through that block I had set up in the door, but who gives a shit? There's nothing of value over here. That is one thing. I wouldn't use this as a main base. I would have your supply base somewhere else, just because unless you supercharge this and spend a fortune on mats, they very well could break your shit. How about the yonder basement? See if they were dragging along out here at all. Okay, they hacked out one block of one pillar down here for some reason. Doesn't matter. It's not critical. Back door, dual, you'll be happy, is in great condition. So plenty of miles left on the back door. Looks like one or two of them were beating on the outer walls. Hacked away out. Same thing over here. There's one spot where they hacked away out. You know, in general, I think this held up pretty well, all things considered. I built it on the cheap side. To build it on the cheap side. So for durability, what are you guys thinking? B minus-ish? It still functions. Yeah. And the shit that's here, you know, we caused the main hit of damage here with that demo we sank. But even then, like, this is all cobblestone and stuff, so whoop-de-fuck. It'll take 10 minutes to replace all this.
Yeah, it needs some repairs, but nothing really hefty.
No, everything here is fairly cheap and pretty quick to put back together. And
just like dual.
Yeah, some of the stuff that went out is actually wood. Like this flooring over here, I didn't upgrade, so this is all chancy-ass wood. So that's to be expected if they start tracking over there. But just to show, like, these stairs are stone. So there is, you know, there's a little bit of work to do here, but nothing catastrophic.
Yeah, and that's even something that could be upgraded in the future if we wanted to.
Oh yeah, if you built this place out of like solid stage 2 concrete, nobody gives a shit. It would look brand new.
Yep.
Like that one demo going off down there wouldn't have done anything. Are the Zeds controlled? I thought that did really well.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They were playing ball the whole damn night. They landed in the pit. They did some decent damage down here in the pit. Now I think in retrospect I would probably put blocks as the walls in this pit, seal the whole thing off, and maybe do it like too thick, so they had a little more work to do down here to hack out as early as they did. But this is also just kind of supplemental damage. It's not really mandatory or required. It's just kind of a free way to fuck some of them up when they fall for the first time. Zed Control I think is a good A. Are the players in danger? My vote
from ourselves.
Yeah, Davian's Molotov was the most damage I took all night, so I think that's another A.
No, I'm pretty sure it's tied for all of Duel's Molotovs.
I only hit you with one, and that was intentional.
All right, we'll call it an A. Resources used is not applicable. There's nothing in here. There's no traps. There's no blades, nothing like that, so we're good there. Ammunition for the evening, I burned 1,131 rounds. Duel?
186.
X?
1,956.
Nev?
438.
Davian?
1501.
And that gives us a grand total of 5,212 rounds for the evening, which is just barely a B, which I am pretty happy with, given that there's no other, damage being done here by blades or anything like that. The cheese rating. Now, I don't think that the hotel itself and looping them and dragging them all the way up to the 4th, 5th floor, whatever this is particularly dirty. However, at the end of the day, I did use this killing core mechanic here with the wedge, well, not wedge, but the ramp blocks that drops them off. And if we're being historically accurate, the last time we saw this on the Double Down video, we did give it a craft singles. I think it worked, but it's not as bad, I would say, as like the wedge tips were back in the day. But it's definitely a little cheesy, so I think for consistency's sake here, we can probably do craft singles again if no one disagrees.
Yeah, craft singles.
Craft singles, but fresher.
Chance to patch. I don't see anything here that's going to get patched anytime soon.
Except maybe the pathing on those things, but whatever.
Yeah,
maybe not.
Maybe that's.
I'm not sure how they could.
Is an interesting question. I mean, I'm sure they could ham fist some solution to that, but I don't know if we'd see that anytime soon. So I'm going to say low on chance to patch. I don't think we're in danger of seeing any changes here anytime.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
So, scorecard recap. Supplies needed was a C, pretty average. Build difficulty was a B. It's easy, but perhaps a little time-consuming. Durability was a B-. Control was an A. Danger was an A. No resources used. We had a B for ammo. Craft singles on cheese, and a low chance to patch. Final grade. I think this performed pretty goddamn well, honestly. It was really easy to string together. You know, the whole mechanic is based on a structure of this building that existed when I got here with that skylight. So it's not trying to build this from scratch. It could be made significantly tougher with very little work. You know, one extra click on a lot of those blocks and you're good to go. The demo impact that we had was minimal. I don't think we suffered from demos too greatly tonight. There was still 50% of the pathing options were untouched by that, so we were in no danger of overall failure. You know, given the time and the cost and everything like that, I feel like final grade, I would posit that it's an A-.
Say A-, B+, somewhere in that range.
I'm good with that.
So, coming up, we've got, as Nev mentioned, another POI base, and I swear to God we have stuff built that isn't POIs, but we did have some requests for our take on POIs, so I wanted to knock a few out. Nev has done an interesting one he's calling the pillbox, which takes, and I don't want to tip the whole hand here, but it takes a POI that has some pretty interesting defenses already baked into it that you can't legitimately make anymore. So he's got a little assist from the devs on that one, because you can't do what he's doing here unless you find the POI, because you can't make what that place has. I kind of want to leave it at that. And as always, we have fresh meat coming up, and oh boy, he is not in a good place.
He's rubbing his balls on Horde Night, and he does not have anything to do with it.
And actually, I did have a conversation with Ashram this week. And he has agreed, and what we're working on now is he's going to go back and record solo his take on a couple of our episodes. So if you're interested as to what he's doing, especially with last week's, say, like Pig Disaster, we're going to go and get sort of the player view on that one and see what he has to say about himself now that these episodes have been knocked out. I've got at least one test episode sitting in my email as we record this, so hopefully we'll be able to get one or two of those out here by the in the near future. We're gonna call it for this week. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time.